I'm Farah Mpofu. I'm Head of Investor Education at Securities and Exchange Commission of Zimbabwe. We call ourselves SEC for short. And what do we do here? Our role at SEC is to ensure that the investing public are protected. And our view is that the best way of protecting the investing public is through education. Education comes in many forms, but it isn't confined just to educating the investing public. At SEC, there are a number of departments which ensure that the capital markets ecosystem is regulated, supervised, generally to make sure that it is functioning properly with appropriate disclosures offering the relevant protection to the investing public. So when I look across at the organization, there's obviously the usual company secretarial role, there's the licensing and supervision, we have a corporate finance and research unit, there's the investor education and other behind the scenes activities which ensure that the organization is well oiled. So in a nutshell then, our role is to ensure that the investing public are not only informed, but become increasingly included for their full participation in what is ultimately an important development role for the economy of our nation. The Investor Education Campaign is designed to provide an overview of the work of the Investor Protection Fund, whose role, as the name suggests, is to protect investors, and SEC itself, whose role is to regulate the capital markets, to ensure that investors are informed, and also to ensure that they acquit their technical advisor role to the government of Zimbabwe. The primary role of this campaign which we have launched is to ensure that all stakeholders, from institutional investors all the way through to retail or everyday or ordinary members of the public who are investors or would be interested in investing, are informed of the processes that they should follow, the role that they themselves play, which is critical, and how they are ultimately best placed to invest after they've been exposed to the education material which is available to them, which is designed to demystify this space which has previously excluded the generality of the investing public. For example, there are just around 150,000 investors, potential investors in terms of the pool of investors in our environment. But far less of those are actually active at the moment. But the potential catchment area is obviously the whole population of our country, when you discount, of course, those who are unemployed, those who are possibly still at school, and so on. So there's a big number of our population who could benefit from the education which a campaign like ours is designed to provide. There are a number of channels and platforms that this campaign is being run on. That is designed to ensure that every potential investor receives information in a medium that is accessible to them, in a language that is accessible to them, and possibly in a format that is easy to understand for them. And in this way, we believe that people, if they simply become informed, we will have done our job. But more importantly, we are hoping to activate new investors who are interested in participating in the capital markets, using even a nominal amount of money just to get going, to test the market and see what this whole discussion, this whole area is about. So this education campaign, in short, is designed to ensure that everybody across the divide has information which will empower them and inform them to make decisions to become an investor on the capital markets. So who are the capital markets for? In previous years, the impression has been created that the capital markets, or participating in the various stock exchanges and buying or the trading of shares, is for the wealthy or those with more money than the everyday person. In actual fact, and this is part of the reason for the education campaign, these markets are available to you and I, either as an individual investor through your stockbroker, for example, or as a collective, as a group, through the collective investment schemes, more commonly called unit trusts, where a number of us come together with our modest amounts of money. And as a collective, a fund manager is responsible for finding us the best investment, best suited to our needs, and hopefully in the process also providing us with the best possible return. So, in short, the capital markets are for everybody, from big and burgeoning pension funds who provide huge amounts of money for investment on behalf of a number of pensioners or contributors, all the way down to individuals like you and I who have smaller amounts of money but are keen to also invest in the longer term for a reasonable return, which often, if it works well, if it avoids all the systemic issues and other risk-related issues articulated by colleagues elsewhere, in the long term, that investment is likely to be the best decision that we ever make. But the campaign is designed to ensure that we go in mindfully and fully informed and take the best possible decisions for ourselves as an ordinary person or member of the public. Why would a regulator be interested in managing and hosting and informing the public in this way? One of the reasons is that our mandate emanates from our government. And it is a government which in itself knows that its development and its success is informed and relies upon the participation of you and I in a long-term development program. Our role as the public is to provide the capital, the money, which goes into these companies when we participate in buying shares on the various exchanges, which money then ensures that companies are operating at optimal levels, which means that that performance is fueling the various sectors of our economy. And ultimately, that economic impetus means that the economy performs better, the various sectors are better funded for greater performance, for greater return naturally for the commercial entities, but ultimately it fuels the wider development agenda, which we as a regulator participate in, and which you as individual investors, members of the public, also assist by making your contribution through your investments, which once they come together and are aggregated, actually have tremendous power to fuel our economy.